you've worked with, thousands of enterprises, helping them manage millions of different endpoints globally. That's the nature of the world we live in. Is there a real world example of a company you've worked with that really benefited from Action One, whether that's in terms of security, efficiency, or cost savings? Is there anything that comes to mind?
Yeah, I can share a real world example that really highlights the impact of Action One. We worked with a very large healthcare services company that had roughly 500,000 endpoints spread across multiple locations and divisions. Now, imagine managing that many devices, especially when you're dealing with a mix of operating systems like Windows, Mac, the different flavors of Linux, uh, network devices. There's a multitude of devices, and this company was using a patchwork of legacy systems, including SCCM, Ivante, like the old legacy versions of those, and even custom scripting that homegrown solutions basically to keep their systems updated. They had a dedicated team of I figure about a few dozen people just solely focused on packaging applications and updates. But even with that level of effort, they were still struggling to cover every division and keep up with the evolving needs of their environment. And the key challenge for them was not just managing the sheer volume of devices, but also dealing with the complexity of multiple tools and processes. Every day, they were just faced with the headache of patching systems across a wide array of platforms, and all while ensuring they met their security and compliance standards. And it was clear that maintaining these legacy solutions wasn't sustainable. Not only it was resource intensive, but it left a lot of room for human error, inefficiencies. And then when they started looking into Action One, what really caught their attention was the simplicity and scalability of our cloud-based solution. They wanted to reduce the number of tools in their arsenal, and frankly, to forget about patching as a constant burden. With the Action One, the idea was simple. If you need to patch something critical, you just patch it, no matter what types of system it is or where the patch comes from. Our platform takes care of all the underlying complexities from distribution to compliance in one streamlined process. And the result, they were able to significantly reduce the manual overhead and reallocate their resources to more strategic initiatives. And instead of spending countless hours juggling multiple systems and processes, their IT team could focus on improving overall security posture and operational efficiency on all the things they wanted to do. Essentially, Action One transformed their patching from a complex, time consuming chore into seamless, almost invisible background process that just keeps their systems secure and compliant without the constant headache. That's pretty much the essence of it.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess along the lines of the security, keeping things secure, I mean, that is so important for a business that's in the healthcare industry. I mean, for any business online, it's important, but especially in the healthcare industry when you have HIPAA laws and just private information, personal sensitive information. And then the bigger the company, the bigger the fallout, right? If there's some sort of breach or security lapse that occurs. So it's obviously important to stay up to date with the latest security and compliance regulations. What kind of regulations or maybe best practices are you following to make sure your platform just meets those high standards?
Well, when it comes to security and compliance, we take a very rigorous approach at Action One. It's We have a twofold strategy. First off, we have invested significant resources to ensure that our platform meets the highest industry standards by becoming SOC 2 and ISO 27001 compliant. These aren't just checkboxes for us. They are considered the gold standards for cloud service providers. And by adhering to these frameworks, we're committed to following strict protocols and best practices that safeguard data integrity, confidentiality, uh, availability, etc. This means our customers can trust that we're consistently working to protect their environments with the utmost care and diligence. And the second part of our approach is particularly exciting. We are developing an innovative feature called Agent Takeover Prevention. And here's the idea: even if in the worst case scenario, our cloud service were compromised, the agents that we deploy on customer endpoints have been designed to protect your environment. These agents are built to verify the authenticity of any commands they receive. So if a threat actor were to gain control of our backend, kind of the nightmare scenario of any cloud provider, these agents would simply refuse to execute any commands that aren't coming from a trusted source, from you, the customer. This extra layer of defense could be a real game changer, helping to prevent incidents reminiscent of what happened with Kaseya, SolarWinds, and even more high-profile attacks like what happened to Microsoft and their federal U.S. federal government instances of Office 365. And these a combination of these is proactive security measures like agent takeover prevention and compliance with SOC 2 ISO 27001, where we're setting a new benchmark for how security is handled in the cloud. And our goal is to ensure that even in today's complex threat landscape, your environment remains secure. And because the last thing you want is your a tool designed to increase your level of security actually increases your attack surface.